Prime Minister Narendra Modi has interacted with 250 students from across almost all of Jammu and Kashmir sectors under the Watan Ko Jano program in the national capital. This program aims to expose the youth to the cultural and social diversity within the country with a 12-day tour covering Jaipur, Ajmer and New Delhi. Prime Minister Modi had a very motivational interaction. He discussed the rich sporting culture of J&K and gave the example of Olympian Sheetal Devi, the young and inspiring archer from J&K. Prime Minister also inspired students to work and contribute towards the dream of a Viksit Bharat by 2047. With that in mind, let's quickly listen in to the reactions of the students.
बहुत खुशी हुई क्योंकि मैंने आज पहली बार देखा, मुझे यकीन ही नहीं हो रहा था कि वो हमारे सामने, और उनकी बात मुझे अच्छी लगी कि उन्होंने बोला मैं हर काम में मुझे थकान महसूस नहीं होती, वो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा।
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा इधर मिलकर, हमें मतलब लगता नहीं था कि हमें ये मौका मिलेगा इधर आने का। बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है स्टेज पे। श्रीनगर जैसे हमारा लाल चौक ज्यादा फिट नहीं था, अब वो बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है। लाल चौक को देख के दिल्ली की याद आ जाती है, तो हम इसके लिए शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहते हैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर।
इससे पहले जो हमारी गवर्नमेंट थी उसमें हमने इतनी चेंजेस नहीं देखी है जितनी ये मोदी जी की गवर्नमेंट थी। हमारी जो ये गवर्नमेंट है ये बहुत सारी डेवलप करती है, जैसे कि मैंने मेट्रो राइडिंग की थी, इससे पहले मैंने कभी मेट्रो राइडिंग नहीं की थी।
बहुत मैजिकल था, लग रहा था वो सच में रियल में ही सामने है या फिर ये सब कुछ ड्रीम है, ऐसा ही फील हो रहा था। ये बहुत ज्यादा फ्रेंडली थे, लग ही नहीं रहे थे कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर है, बहुत फ्रेंडली थे।
आज मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर से मिलकर बड़ी ज्यादा खुश हूँ। मैंने आज रियल में प्राइम मिनिस्टर देख के मुझे यकीन नहीं हो रहा था कि मैं आज प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी जी देखे हुए हैं। आज हमारे साथ उन्होंने फोटो खिंचवाई, बड़ा अच्छा लगा मुझे।
ये फर्स्ट बार था हम सब का कि हम जम्मू कश्मीर से बाहर किसी स्टेट अपनी को देखने के लिए आए हैं। आज हमने इतना तो नहीं सोचा था कि हमें प्रधानमंत्री मिलेंगे, लेकिन हम शुक्रगुजार हैं इनके कि हम हमारे बच्चों के बीच में वो आए। हमारे जम्मू कश्मीर में अक्सर स्कूल बंद हुआ करते थे, लेकिन आजकल ये गवर्नमेंट की वजह से स्कूल भी खुले हैं, हाल क्लासेस चलती हैं। डेवलपमेंट की बात करें कि मेरी अपनी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में वर्ल्ड हाईएस्ट ब्रिज जो है रेलवे का बना है।
मैं जब प्रधानमंत्री जी से मिली तो उनको देख के मुझे कुछ करने की इच्छा जागृत हुई। मेरा मन करता है कि मैं कुछ बड़े होके बनूं।
कश्मीर जिस तरह से डेवलप हो रहा है, मैं उस तरह से अपने वतन के लिए फख्र हो रहा हूँ। मुझे यकीन ही नहीं आ रहा कि मैं पहली बार मतलब जिंदगी में पहली बार अपना सपना मतलब वैसे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि मेरा ड्रीम पूरा हुआ, मतलब मोदी जी से मतलब मिल पाई। भारत माता की जय।
General P.K. Sehgal, Strategic Affairs Analyst, is joining us live. We also have Surinder Singh Lali, International Affairs Expert, live with us. Rajan Khanna, author, joins us live. Amit Raina, Kashmiri Pandit, is live with us. We also have Ashwini Bhatt, Kashmiri Pandit, joining us live. General Sehgal, let me begin with you first. What do you make of this, interaction that the Prime Minister held with these students, these young minds today?
Important. It sends out a very important message across the country of India's unity and integrity and homogeneity. Kashmir consists of 22 districts, 2 districts in Ladakh, 10 each in Kashmir and Jammu. Children from underprivileged children were taken to Jaipur, Ajmer and in Delhi. Most of them had never been ever south of Banial. They had never traveled in a train, they had never seen a plane, and they had never seen a metro. And they had been fed with amazing stories about India and how Indians are anti-Kashmiris and all that. When they came and saw this for themselves, their entire attitude towards India has changed. And I've been associated with this Sadbhavana mission since 2010 to 2012. At the invitation of the erstwhile GOC of 15 Corps, General Atta Hasnain, I had gone there and counseled children in those areas where even angels dared to tread. Pulwama, Shopia, Kulgam, Anantnag, for 3 years, and integrated about 30 to 40,000 children. At that point of time also, children were being picked up from the Goodwill schools, which were being run for the Kashmiri students by the Indian Armed Forces, and they were being taken for a trip around the country. When they came back, I had the proud privilege of interacting with some of the students. Their interaction was very revealing. They felt like proud Indians as part of India and not as part of an alien country. Up to that time, they were told that India is something different. They would always call them, "Aap Hindustan se ho, hum Kashmir se." Lekin all those children who came back, they always said, "We are from India," and they understood the importance of India. They understood the importance of cultural diversity and heritage of India. And each point of time, they had the opportunity. They had the opportunity of interacting with the President of India, not the Prime Minister. This time, the Prime Minister himself spoke to 250 children at his residence. It is something absolutely outstanding and go a very long, long way, because these children will not only influence their peers, but they will also influence in a very major way their parents and their kith and kin. And it will go a long, long way in integrating the country. In fact, I've been at the behest of Shri Ravi Shankar. I've been doing a lot of work in Jammu and Kashmir. And I think this is a very, very good step. Earlier, this was being done by the Indian Army as part of its own Sadbhavna mission. And the funds were being used from the Indian Army. Obviously, we had limitations. Now that this is a central government project, wherein 250 children are being brought from all the districts of Jammu and Kashmir, it will have a consequential and very significant impact in the years ahead. I am very, very glad, and my compliments to the Government of India, particularly the youth, those who are looking after the youth, the young children, for having undertaken this initiative, and it has been taken on as a central government project. I think it is one of the finest projects that has been envisioned, and the country will be very proud of the fact that the Kashmiri students are as good as the best of Indian students. In fact, the Prime Minister has praised that Sheetal Devi, who won 3 medals in the Asian Games. Plus, he also said the Kashmiris are very fond of sports. And then he mentioned to them about the landing on the moon, as well as the Aditya L1 mission, and also told them about the importance of connectivity, the world's highest bridge being built to produce greater connectivity, etc., and how the country would stand integrated. I think, once again, a mega initiative by the central government. My compliments to whoever envisioned it.
Absolutely. Let me quickly, in fact, take that to Surinder Lali as well. Surinder Lali, this really ambitious Watan Ko Jano program, being carried out in such a incredible manner, and the students' reactions really says it all, doesn't it, of what they make of this Watan Ko Jano program. So your thoughts on the program and how it's really panned out?
Uday, more than a geopolitical analyst, as a father, I was emotional. Kids don't know how to lie. And you see that video, I still have goose flesh. It was such a beautiful feeling to see them so enthusiastic. I mean, they treated our Prime Minister like a rock star. I mean, some of the adjectives that they used I was just making a note of them: amazing, magical, very friendly, ambitious, inspiring, and for some it was a dream come true. I don't feel there could be a better way. I mean, we have people from the forces and diplomacy on this panel too, but if you win the hearts, we don't need to win wars, because a war is in any way a diplomatic failure, as they say. So for me, again, now as an Indian, after being a proud father, also an Indian, I take pride, because it was only until, a couple of decades ago that Bill Clinton went on record and called this the nuclear flashpoint. And look today how dramatically the situations have changed, and for so much better. I mean, there are 3 chief ministers from the same government who were on record saying that even if Modi ji comes 10 times as the Prime Minister, Article 370 couldn't be done away with. And the other one said, not in this lifetime. So it is amazing how in such a short span, something, an open wound, a wrong decision, which had been there for over 70 years, has taken such a beautiful turn. I mean, no wonder, we're getting the well-deserved respect around the globe. And I think the state of Israel and Palestine could also learn from how we have dealt. Our forces, our government, and, the people of India have made such a beautiful this entire effort is so beautiful to bring back Kashmir. And, I must say that I don't see any reason why people in Kashmir use the expression of कि अब हम हिंदुस्तान जा रहे हैं. I mean, one of the beautiful daughters of India said that मुझे अब लाल चौक देख के न्यू दिल्ली की याद आती है. So all I can say is Bharat Mata ki jai.
Yes, indeed. Let me, in fact, quickly also get in Rajan Khanna for his, his opening thoughts on this. Rajan Khanna, really exposing the youth. This is the Naya Jammu Kashmir that is spoken about, and this is the Nai Pidi of the Union Territory that is getting this kind of exposure already.
See, this initiative of our Honorable Prime Minister, this was not only imperative because, you see, these 250 kids, they are not just students which have been brought from Valley. They are messenger of peace, I tell you. They are messenger of love, what they will take back to the Valley. When will they come across, they will interact with the rest of the people from our Bharat. I tell you, I'll give you one example. I stay here in Mumbai, maybe around 100-150 kilometers away from here. There's a place called Chipalun. There are certain social organizations, they have set up certain hostels where for past 30-40 years, students from Northeast, they are brought there. They have their schooling, their, post-graduations there, and the kind of love they get from here, from the people, they take it back to Northeast. And believe me, all the other initiatives, they might be working, but this one particular initiative, when these kids go back to Northeast and then they tell how the people of India, the pluralistic society of Bharat, how the people love them. And then when they go back, they start schools, they start, they work in hospitals. They are messengers. They are missionaries of peace and love from rest of India. So that is one thing. Second thing is, when these children, now they have been brought to, I have been told, to Delhi, and they will be taken to Jaipur also. I suggest to the government of India, next time, they take these students to the economic hubs of India. They take them to the Silicon Valley of India, Bangalore. They tell them about the startups. They infuse dreams in them. They tell them what is your future when you talk about rest of Bharat. They should be taken to the South India also. They should be taken to Northeast also. There, and there are in some certain ISRO facilities. They should be taken there also. They should be told, look, your country, your Bharat, your India, we have reached moon, we have reached Mars, and so many, space. We have to kindle that kind of ambition in the youth of J&K. I was couple of months ago, I was in Srinagar and around the city. There I could see, I could visit. I have been schooled in Lal Chowk. I went to Lal Chowk recently, and I saw the kind of difference. It was completely lit up, with the Tiranga lights, tricolor lights, it was lit up. See the difference. And there was a lot of enthusiasm in the people. That spirit we have to carry forward. And one more thing is there, like, still there are certain kinds of, thoughts, processes, because there used to be 5 kind of separatist lines which were there, the 5 verticals in the valley. One of the verticals was, pro-Pakistan vertical, espoused by Gilani and other people. So we have to juxtapose. We have to make a kind of analogy also. See, your Jammu and Kashmir, the part of Bharat where we are going, and see across the border, what is the plight there? No roads, no education, no health, nothing is there. And when you take pride being sons and daughters of this land, where we are going to, what is our future course of action, that is a line all of us have to take.
Amit Raina, what kind of impact do you believe a program like this will have on the youth, on the state overall?
Many years back, I was traveling from Delhi to Jammu. It was a cold night. And when I boarded the bogie, I could see young children, they were mostly girls, young school children who had probably come back from the Sadbhavana mission. It was a very cold night. I bought all of them some tea and some biscuits. And when they realized that I'm a Kashmiri, they became open with me. The first question they asked me is, this country is so beautiful, this country is so big, why do you guys tell us that we are not Indians, we are only Kashmiris? और मेरे पास उस सवाल का जवाब नहीं था, मैं उन बच्चों को उस सवाल का शायद जवाब देना भी नहीं चाहता था. And that is exactly what this mission, which has been now initiated again, is doing. It is bringing Kashmiris back to India. For 70 years, we Kashmiris have been fed with a nonsense called that you Kashmiris are different from rest of India. वो हिंदुस्तान वाले हैं, हम कश्मीरी हैं. We have nothing in common with rest of India. For centuries, for thousands of years, we're a separate nation. We are not culturally one with India. We are not religiously one with India. We are not language-wise one with India. So, but when these children travel and they travel across this India, they realize that all that what has been fed to them is wrong, and they go back with a positive feeling. And you can see, as someone was mentioning, the adjectives the children use, the happiness you could see in their face, the innocence, the answers they were giving you tells you exactly what they felt when they met the Prime Minister and when they came out of Jammu and Kashmir, and how proud they were about their state and how proud they were about India. And that is what these missions do. I think they need to increase the frequency of these missions. We need to, after abrogation of Article 370, there has been enough improvement in bringing Kashmir on par with the rest of India. Kashmir has been deprived of many things in last 70 years. And we as Kashmiris have lost on the development that IT brought to the rest of India. We have stayed back on that. We were alienated. We have seen mayhem. We have been victims of violence. We have generations who have seen only bloodbath. So such missions which bring children out of that trauma into rest of this country, show them how peaceful the rest of the country is, how welcoming the rest of countries towards Kashmiris, how we don't discriminate against Kashmiris and Indians, how we treat everyone as one, is something very important. And I think this mission does it very well. Congratulations to whoever has thought about this restarting this mission. And bringing Kashmir back to India. I think it's a wonderful initiative, and I hope they bring many, many, many more students to this youth exchange program.
All right, let me in fact take that to Ashwini Bhatt as well. Ashwini Bhatt, do you believe that this is a great start for the program? The Prime Minister also taking time out from his busy schedule to interact with these children as well, apart from the cultural and travel experience that anyways they're getting an exposure.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And look, this is a transformation, at a policy level, right? Till a decade back, the focus was on Aman Ki Asha, and the focus and the impetus was, with Aman Ki Asha with Pakistan. Right, the literary festivals and cocktail circuits and all, and it's a long journey from there that we have ignored, and we have shunned away from the Aman Ki Asha junkets, and we have it's a welcome step to kind of focus it more in-house on our own citizens, the kids. From Kashmir, because for a long time, for decades altogether, there was a wool put on their on the local Kashmiris' eyes, where they were fed with misinformation and disinformation about them being different, and not being completely integrated with the mainland India, and so on and so forth. And kids are innocent, right? So once you feed that misinformation and disinformation, to kids right from, their childhood, it's not a surprise that they will grow into, adults with that kind of mindset for throughout their life. But with these programs, with these initiatives, it kind of opens up their the mindset of kids and look at life in from a different prism, and kind of quell the disinformation and misinformation being fed by local politicians and local local people who have vested interests. So totally welcome. I would encourage and request, first of all, congratulate Government of India, and in the same vein, kind of request to kind of even expand it to more areas, as one of my co-panelists said, not only Delhi, but to other areas of India, and make sure that we have many more such junkets and such such programs, and that is gonna go a long way in terms of disseminating and quelling the disinformation and misinformation being spread by vested parties locally in Kashmir.
Okay, let me also go back and ask Major General Sehgal then, what more is needed? Major General Sehgal, this is a great program. What more, programs, campaigns are needed as well?
This itself is a staggering and a far-sighted initiative. My once again compliments to whoever thought of it. Earlier, when the army was taking this on, we used to take them for 1 month, only 25 students to the entire country. This too needs to be expanded. The government has enough resources and enough capability. They were taken both by air, by train, as well as by metro. And they saw for themselves the real strength, the heritage, cultural heritage, the diversity of India, and how much the Indians were in love with Kashmiris. I am very certain this will have an amazing impact on the children. Essentially in Kashmir, it is the battle of hearts and minds. And if you win the hearts and minds of the generation next, India has won the Kashmir issue hands down. Pakistan can try their very best. Those like PDP and NC, etc., who feel that the abrogation of Article 370 is being not made any significant, you have brought in significant advantages or benefit to this valley, would be ruining seeing what is actually happening. When I first went to the valley in 2010, the Kashmiri media was very hostile to me. उन्होंने हिंदुस्तानी में मेरे को बोला कि आप हिंदुस्तानी हो, आप कश्मीरी नहीं हो, आप हिंदुस्तान की फौज के रिटायर्ड जनरल हो, आप कश्मीर में क्या करने आए हो? I was addressing 6,000 children thanks to the Indian Army and General Stan, 17 colleges and 10 schools at one go at Pulwama. और मेरे को 35 से 40 ने पूछा. So I said, I have come back to my roots. My great grandfather was the first Indian to be Governor of Jammu and Kashmir from 2006 to 2008 जब सदर रियासत होता है. तो मैंने कहा मैं तो अपनी रूट्स की सिंचाई करने के लिए आया हूँ. Slowly and steadily the media became very friendly towards me, and the Pakistanis got disturbed. They started showing my image at 6 o'clock in the evening and said ये रिटायर्ड जनरल हिंदुस्तान की आर्मी के जो कश्मीर के युवाओं को गुमराह कर रहे हैं और हमारी आपकी भावी आजादी के लिए खतरा है, इनको जिंदा मत लौटने दिया जाए. That notwithstanding, I kept going again and again every year for 3 to 4 years continuously. The effect was palpitating. In fact, I was concentrating only on those areas which were the most tortuous and most difficult areas at that point of time. As I said, South Kashmir. And hats off to General Hassan, who provided foolproof security to me and allowed me to undertake this mission. I'm glad that this mission has now been taken at a much larger level. We were only taking 25 students. Now it's 250 students belonging to every district of Jammu and Kashmir. And it's very important that this mission be enlarged in the sense that they must be shown not only these 3 cities, but they must be showcased the entire. It should be in the summer vacation where 2 of these groups can come in 15 days each or 20 days each. They can be taken both by train, by metro, as well as by air, and taken to all corners of the country to be able to see for themselves the diversity of India, the heritage of India, and how proud they would be to be part of a nation which has become the 3rd largest economy, or is going to be the 3rd largest economy in the next 2 to 3 years, and the fastest growing economy with the maximum number of startups that are taking place. In the first 5 years of this year, 1/3 of the unicorns have been Indians. This year, from January to June, there's 68 new unicorns. Every week, we are adding 1 more unicorn. And I'm very certain sooner than later, Kashmiri youth would be part of these developments. They were deprived. In fact, in 2010, I was the first officer from the Indian Armed Forces who encouraged this Kashmiri youth to come and join the civil services. I was the one who brought the first students and who got commissioned into IAS, but at that point of time they just said, हम IAS को join करेंगे अगर हमारी posting केवल कश्मीर में होगी. And we used to tell them, Kashmir is part and parcel of India. आपकी posting सारी जगह होगी other than Kashmir. They were very reluctant to accept this, but today they have an open mind. They realize the benefits that accrue to them by being part of a larger nation, and they've understood that India and Kashmir are not two different entities. India and Kashmir are one entity who are artificially kept away from each other because of misinformation, disinformation by certain political parties, as well as because of the mischief of the Pakistanis, which continues till date. Uday?
Absolutely. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.